She's hearing my name already, so you know.
What's up, everybody? It's Brian Molina, Yungmuscle CEO. I'm on my way to the gym, baby, about to kill some arms at the UFC World Gym in Corona, California, if you don't know. And this is a Motivation Monday on the go, baby. The other day, man, I was driving home from LA, and I was coming to this corner, where I pull off, take the exit to go to Riverside off the 215. And on this corner, man, there's this homeless dude that's there every single night. Every single night he's there. It's cold as hell at night in Riverside. And, sometimes when I'm coming home from work or wherever, if I have a couple extra dollars, man, I'll toss it over to him. And a lot of people look down on that and frown upon, homeless. They're like, man, that guy's a bum, or this guy, why doesn't he get a job, or this or that. And then, what I was thinking about, man, is like, in America, people pride themselves on how many hours they work and how busy they are and how little time they have for everything else. And the thing that got me thinking about this was that, the whole concept of hard work. What is hard work? So my definition of hard work may be different from your definition of hard work. Because people always talk about, man, hard work making dreams come true. But you know what? That's a really misleading statement, because hard work is relative, baby. Because I remember when I was 18, fresh out of high school, my definition of hard work at 18, as soon as I turned 19, I looked back at what I thought hard work used to be for me, and I laughed. I was like, that's pathetic. My capability and capacity to work hard is so much greater and has so much surpassed myself a year ago. And that's why every single year I've been able to make improvements, not just in my physique, but in my life, in the way that I think and perceive the world. Because the goal should be to be constantly changing, constantly moving forward, constantly progressing. And if your definition of hard work isn't changing with that, then you're never going to grow. Because if you want to get to a level that you've never been, you've got to put yourself through an amount of work that you've never put yourself in before. And that's challenging for a lot of people, because you're constantly redefining what hard work means. So, and when I turned 20, the same thing. I was like, at 19, I thought I was working hard. Damn, baby, at 20, I'm taking over the world. 21, 22, and now, upon my 23rd birthday, I graduated the same week I turned 23, and looking back, I was like, man, this year I've worked harder than I've ever worked in my life. And I think the thing about, it's not hard work that makes a dream come true. It's unfair work. Because if you really want to come from nothing to something, or even just from being an average dude to becoming something great, it's an unfair amount of work and pain almost that you have to put yourself through in order to get to that elite level. If you're not born with that silver spoon or that status, then you have to put yourself through an incredibly unfair amount of work to get to where you want to get to. Because, and what I mean by unfair is this, is that homeless dude on the street, maybe he doesn't work hard, or maybe he could work harder. But you know what? Like I said, just coming out of college, 90% of the people that I went to college with, they're nothing special. I had them high on a pedestal like they were geniuses, and they must have worked so hard just like me to get in here. You know what I mean? Me being the first person in the family to go to college and graduate. But what I realized was a lot of these kids, man, came out of high school, they had decent grades, C's, B's, but the only thing was that their parents have, they come from money. So their parents just buy them into any school that they want to. They don't work, they don't have a job. All they do is go to school, get decent grades, and party. So the amount of work that they do is extremely minimal. To be able to maintain and stay at an elite institution of higher learning. And I was thinking to myself, man, what's the difference between that bum on the street and one of these people in college? And I was like, you know what? It's unfairness, that's what it is. Because to me, I don't see any difference between that bum living on the street and a lot of these dudes I went to school with. The only difference is the kids who got into that school and are gonna get all that privilege, they had parents, they could buy them whatever they want. They don't have to have a job and work to sustain themselves or anything like that. So what really it is, if they didn't have those parents to pour all that money into their education and their living and everything, they would be that bum on the street too. You know what I mean? So what I'm telling you guys is that that's not fair, but that's just the way the world is. If you want to come up from being nothing or being an average dude to operating on an elite level of success, you have to put yourself through an unfair amount of work. The amount of work that and things that I've had to put myself through over the last several years just to get to this position, it wasn't fair. It's just because I started out with a lot less than what the normal person has. So I had to work a lot harder to get to the starting point, just to get to the point where everybody else was at, where they didn't even have to work to get there. And it wasn't fair. My life hasn't been fair, but the thing that I realized early on is it's not hard work. Hard work is relative, you know, like if I talk to any other person in college or, you know, anywhere else, and we're talking about hard work, his definition of hard work is not the same as mine, you know, because of the things that I've had to put myself through. So at the end of the day, baby, I want everybody out there to remind themselves or to remember this, is if you have a dream or you have a vision in your head of something that you'd like to accomplish, it's not hard work, it's unfair work. Go that extra mile, you know, go that extra hour, work later into the night, wake up a little bit earlier, going a little bit less asleep, because that's the only way that you're gonna do it. And that's just the truth. From one hustler to another, if you're out there watching this, remember that, baby. Unfair work, that's the key to success. I'll see you at the top, baby. Yungmuscle.com. I'm out.